DOGE, D-O-G-E. It's a hot phrase in Washington, D.C. right now, but Iowa's governor is also using it, and DOGE is our theme this week. Hi, I'm Dave Price. Now, DOGE stands for Department of Government Efficiency, and it's actually not even a real department. It's the new initiative that billionaire Elon Musk and former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy are leading for Donald Trump's new presidential administration. They're talking about cutting trillions of dollars in spending and regulations in the federal bureaucracy. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds said that she's been doing this for several years now. She just didn't call it DOGE.
Going to continue to look for ways that we can be better at what we do, be more efficient. I think, I did DOGE before DOGE was popular. We started that in Iowa 2 years ago. I think we're a great example of what the federal government can look to, and it needs to be both. It needs to be the federal government that needs to slim down, reorganize. Really, I talk about block grants every time I talk to them, but then the state needs to also look internally and see where can we save, where can we be more efficient, where can we be more effective.
So could Governor Reynolds use that DOGE mentality as she picks a new lieutenant governor? You'll remember about 15 years ago, the Democratic governor at the time, Chet Culver, had his lieutenant governor, Patty Judge, also serve as the state's Homeland Security advisor. So Judge led the recovery efforts as Iowa dealt with those awful 2008 floods. Could Governor Reynolds do something similar? Pick a lieutenant governor, but then also have that person lead a state agency? That's what we asked her about. Are you going to go kind of traditional? Or
I'm not going to do that because that would narrow the selection process, but good for you on trying. I'm not going to give you the number that we've interviewed, but we've talked to several people, and we've talked about.
Can you say if you're done interviewing?
I am done interviewing, yes. So that's why I can say we're relatively close.
You might say DOGE is also the mindset as Governor Reynolds looks to a summer feeding program. The USDA's federal plan gives families a $40 debit card for each child for each of the summer's 3 months. Now, instead of letting families use those cards and choose the food they want from the grocery store, Reynolds would have a state program where the state would buy the food and then decide which healthy foods the families received. The USDA said, no, you can't do that, can't use the federal money for this state program. Reynolds told us she's just going to try again when the Trump administration begins.
It's a new administration, and I think can't get approved is something that they're not going to talk about. This is an administration that's ready to step in and do things differently, to really look about how we can work with the states, how we can look at existing programs that work, that we can feed more kids with healthier foods. We talk a lot about the health of this country, and especially our young kids, and we want to make sure that we're giving them healthy options, that we're getting them off to a good start. And we have a system that works, and so it is silly to waste the dollars and stand up a whole new system, a whole new software system when we have something that's working. So we should enhance and build from that and add to it. So I'm very optimistic. We've already made a list. I've had every one of my agencies put together a list of some of the roadblocks that we've encountered over the last couple years, that we can take them to the administration through the various agencies and just say, hey, here's some opportunities where we believe we can do it more efficiently, effectively. We can get more dollars on the ground in the hands of programs, thereby really serving the citizens in a better way. And so I look forward to making that case.
We'll also see how a DOGE focus impacts agriculture and if that means cuts to farm and food programs. The next USDA secretary will replace Iowa's Tom Vilsack. He's been on the job 2 terms under President Barack Obama and then this term under Joe Biden. The incoming President Donald Trump wants Brooke Rollins, who worked as his domestic policy chief during his first term and then headed the organization promoting Trump after he lost in 2020.
I've worked with her before. I worked with her extensively in the first administration. She is a get-it-done person. I look forward to working with her. She grew up on a farm. She understands how hard the farming is and really the impact that it has not only on the country but the world. And she's a listener, so she's somebody that you can reach out to, you can sit down with, you can have a conversation with. And so I really look forward to reconnecting with her and getting in front of her and talk about why, the importance of agriculture to our state. And, 10% of the nation's food supply comes from Iowa. We're a leader in biofuels, and we want to continue to move in that direction.
The governor also mentioned the importance of lowering energy prices because of the impact on agriculture. And we checked the prices, went back to November of 2019, so before COVID impacted things in so many ways. According to AAA, the average price nationally back then was about $2.59 a gallon. AAA says now nationally the average is about $3.07, although of course you can find it quite a bit cheaper in our state.